Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to class. So last class, so right? So it is what is namespace and what are the some of Docker features and all. So what is and also how to create pod. So mostly right? How to create pod. So I created pod two ways. One is configuration file, that is manifest file, or the second one is so imperative model also. And so this is the syntax, right? So these are the initial, right? Just try to understand. Once right? If you have familiar, directly we can type, or else just copy and paste how it will work. Now we'll see what is this API version and kind. Now if you go here, first let me open my Docker desktop. Right? I want to see. So right? There is many Kubernetes objects. Okay. So these are the majorly we are going to use some of Kubernetes objects, and so with the help of these objects, where is this? Now go to here. Now Kubernetes objects K8s. Okay. So objects. So namespace, and so yesterday right pod. Okay, yesterday we created one pod, and the same like so RC replication controller, RS replication set, and so deployment, and also config map, config map secrets, and so stateful set, daemon set, and also service object. These are the K8s object. For every object it is following right? So that first line right, if you see API version, so API version, here I given v1, right? Here we added a v1. Now come to here. Now both are running, and minimize and go to here where daily I am going to run only particular path. Go to that folder. So all are saving here only. Okay. So CMD control plus plus, and so first take it CLS kubectl kubectl. If you want to get the pod, how many pods are running. Now see here, right now I don't have any pods. Now so how to check all API versions, kubectl. If you type enter, so these are the commands, right? These are the default sum of commands. Now come to here, I want to know every object API version. Now here we can see somewhere, where is that label logs. These are the basic getline explain deployment object, rollout, roll on, cluster management, cluster management, cluster management. Um, where is this resource? Yes, other commands. If you see here, so API hyphen resources. This is the command. If you use this command, suppose if you don't know Kubernetes object which API version we are using. So these are the right, as of now many objects. So these are the pod, replication controller, replica set, deployment object, config map, secret, stateful set, daemon set, service object, and all. I want to know so what is the each Kubernetes resource API version. Now go to here. What is this API hyphen version? So this is the command kubectl 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 API hyphen resources. If you use this command, now observe here control minus. If you use this command, now we can know about every object. So now we know, right? Pod. So pod, where is that pod? Here you can see some pod. See here pod. We are using V1 or minus minus and CLS. Just execute that command. Now see here pod, right? Where is pod? Now if we go here, pods. Pod. What is the version? See here V1. What is the version? V1. What is the version? V1. Same way. Service secret object. So V1. Services object V1. Deployment object. Now if you see here deployments app slash V1. apps app slash V1. That is DS shortcut. And replica sets. What is the app slash V1. And stateful sets app slash V1. And same way this is the command. So this is the command. If you want to know config maps v1 see here API version config map. So API version v1 API version v1. So like this, if you want to know every Kubernetes object what is the API version, so this is the command. What is the command? This is the command kubectl kubectl. If you type means here we are getting many commands, right? Help. So under if you go to other commands, so here there is the API-version. Print the supported API resources on the server. So which server we are using. So if you want to know, this is the command. Now come to here. So kubectl get all. First clear the screen. Kubectl get all. Now we'll see. So right now I don't have anything. I have only one thing. Now we'll see one by one what is each and everything. So let me open. I hope Visual Studio. This is the editor. So Visual Studio. This is the editor. So if you want to install this plugin in the editor, and so everything we can see, we can automatically it is populated. No need to type anything. So if you type anything, so automatically it will come. So see here. This is the one editor like right, Java people mostly they are using Eclipse editor. .NET people they are mostly using so these are the editors. Now once you install this Visual Studio Code, this is the Visual VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and so it will come like this. This is the free only, just install it and go to file. I am using one new file, for example dev apps, anything, for example sample file, new file, give file name sample dot yml. Extension should be YAML or YML. Extension should be YML or YAML. We need to save all files, configuration files, extension YML. Okay, so just save it YML. One already is there. Okay, now no need to give, just for indentation purpose. Now see here, if we type here, if we type here pod, pod, nothing, it is not saved properly. So already is there, don't save, here already is there. Now see here, if you type anything here pod, so if you type anything here, now it will come like this. See here, first we need to install the plugins. So if you go here, so this is the extensions. If you go here, we need to add Kubernetes plugin extensions and all. Now if you type any Kubernetes object, automatically it will populated. See here, Kubernetes pod. If you click on this, see everything automatically it is generated. So no need to type anything, no need to. But initial don't use this one. Already if you have idea, so that case we can use. But initial manually type, we'll get some idea, right? We'll get experience on that. So now see here what is API version. API version defines the version schema of this representation of an object. So which type? So API version means so which type of object we are using, and servers should convert recognized schema to the latest internal. How it will work? Now if you see here what is a kind, if you place holder, see if you mouse over kind, automatically it will come. See definition also. Pod is a collection of containers that can run on the host machine, that is node missions. See here what is a kind. Kind is nothing but object name, which Kubernetes object you want. So anything here we can pass anything. And what is metadata? See here, metadata means standard object metadata. And if you want to all persisted resources must have, which includes all object users must be created. So we can metadata means some data we need to pass. Under this name equal to we are passing my name. See here, what is the name? Name must be unique within the namespace and it required when creating the resource. This is your pod name. This is your pod name and label. See, map of the string key and value format. We'll see later. And name equal to I passed something. This is the key and this is the value. And see what is a spec. Spec is nothing but specification. Specification of the desired behavior of the pod. So pod information specification pod information specification. See here under this is a containers. So containers means a list of containers belongs to this pod. How many containers so you added belongs to this pod. So containers, so here hyphen name, here I given only one name, right? So my name, this is container name, this is the container name, and this is the image. See docker image name. So here we need to update the Docker image name and resources. So right now you don't know, right? I am going to leave deleting this thing. So this is the okay. This is the ports. Ports means so these are the see list of ports to expose from the container. Which port you want to assign for containers? So list of ports to expose from the container and hyphen container port. So now, for example, if we take any nginx, here we are going to use nginx. So if you want to, we can change anything. See here, here I am using my app, right? For example, here I am giving my pod. This is your pod name. We can give any name, but these are the fixed API version v1 and kind equal to which object you want. So I need pod only. Okay. Next metadata name. We can give any name. My pod I given and label name. Right now I am not going to use, but anyway I am using. This is also my pod. Okay, later we'll see. Now come to container section. This is the specification, right? Pod specification. Containers hyphen name. So what is the container name? I am going to use my pod. Any name we can give it. Next image name. So this is the Docker image. Which image you want? So this is the whatever you want. I can give my image also. Anything. So yesterday we given, right? Nginx or I can give my image own image also. So what is this? Maven hyphen web hyphen application application creation colon also version tag. Tag is means which version I am using. So this is the Docker image only. Which image you want? So that image we can pass here. That image we can pass here. INX, any image name. This is the port. Suppose if you are using Tomcat, for example, if I use a Tomcat port, some version 1.8 and all, image name, exactly I don't know. So we need to copy and paste it. And so now we need to give Tomcat port number. What is the Tomcat port number? You know, right? Port. Hello. What is Tomcat? If you take Tomcat image, what is the port number? Already in Docker we discussed, right? So what is the Tomcat port number? Default port number. Hello. Understand? Clear. Tomcat port number. What Hemant? Priya. See? 8080. Based on your server.
8080.
So suppose here I am using nginx. What is the nginx port number? nginx. What is the nginx port number? Default port number. 80. Okay. Now same thing. Copy. Now my so so this is a pod. Just copy it. Now see here API version v1 pod kind pod metadata. This is the pod information. So this is the pod name and label. I given my pod also specification and so containers. So this is the container information. Hyphen name. We can give any name and image nginx image ports and so hyphen container port. So this is the 80. Now copy this one and go to here, create one file. See here, notepad. I'm going to create one file, notepad, and so my, my pod. We can give any name. This is your okay. Next, test hyphen pod. Just I'm given extension should be YML or YAML. Okay. Now it will open. Just copy and paste it. Just copy and paste it. Now see here API version v1 kind equal to pod metadata name equal to any name and label name equal to we can pass any name. Next container section spec specification containers. So this is a single container or multi container as of now added. This pod in pod maybe two types, right? Single container pod, multi container pod. Suppose if we add multiple containers here, this is multi-container pod. So as of now, only one container. See here, container name, my pod, image equal to nginx. Ports. Port means this is the container port. Which port you want to set? That's it. Now once that is done, file, save. Okay. Now go to here. How to run once your once your file is ready, once your configuration file is ready, your manifest file is ready, how to run this file. So how to run this file? So if you want to run, this is the kubectl apply -f and file name. So what is the command? Kubectl. So now file is ready, right? There. So now see here, my file is available. Test-pod. So now, so how to run this file? This is the command. Last class we discussed, right? cls kubectl apply -f. What is the file name? Test space file name. See kubectl apply -f test pod.yml. Now see here. So now pod is created. Now pod is created. So now check. So whether pod is created or not, whether it is running or not, how to check? This is a command. kubectl get pod get pods. Now see here one pod is running. Now see here one pod is running. So if you want to know more about so what is the command? Yesterday we already we discussed, right? So kubectl describe and pod name. What is the pod name here? My pod. What is the pod name here? My pod. See here my pod. That's it. Now see here. Now we can check if we have any issues, we can check it. If we have any issues, we can check it. Now suppose notepad my test my pod, right? Test my pod. Now so I give for example I'm going to wantedly I'm do some mistake. For example metadata name I given so like this metadata, this is the tag, this is the sub tag. Now I given same. I'm save this file. Control S save. Now go to here. Again I'm running same file. Now see here kubectl kubectl apply -f test dot pod. I'm giving like this. Now see here. Now if you give like this, I did some mistake, right? Now it is throwing error message. See here, error passing test-pod.yml, error converting YML file to JSON. Line number 5, mapping values are not allowed in the context. So in line number 5, you added one line. So that is not correctly mapped. That is not correctly mapped. I hope you got it right. Why we are getting this error? See, it is throwing error line number 5. Mapping values. You mapped something, but that mapped value is not properly mapped. It is not allowed like that. We need to update. Now see here. In real time also we are getting if you missed anything, it is throwing like this error message with line number Now open that file and again update it. Line number 5, right? So notepad and so test hyphen pod. Now see here, this is the first line, this is the second line, this is the third line, this is the fourth line. It is showing here, right? Before, like this line before. Now see here. So you mapped something, but you didn't map it properly. Now we need to give again space. Now got it? So metadata. This is the and this is the sub tag. Okay, map tag. Name equal to my pod. Now save it. File. Save. Now see here. Now it will work. kubectl apply -f file name test pod name. Now see here, unchanged. Unchanged means already pod is running. See here, now we can see unchanged. First time right, pod is created like that. We saw one message. Now got it? See, I'm going to delete pod, kubectl, delete all, hyphen all. I'm deleting existing and all. Now deleted. Now, first time see, if we create any new pod, cls. So right now I don't have kubectl get pods. I don't have anything. I'm going to run first time. See here, kubectl apply hyphen f file name test hyphen pod name. Now see here, first time it is created. First time it is created. If anything modification, if any added means that time it is staying updated. Now, if I run if I run same file again, now see here what is happening. Unchanged. You didn't change anything. You didn't change anything. You didn't change anything. For example, I am going to modify notepad test hyphen pod. Now I am going to update the image. I am going to update the image. So I don't want this image. I am going to use my image. My image name. This is my Docker image. Colon tag 1, and what is my container port number. This is the web application. Apply save. Now observe here, now I am running same command kubectl kubectl apply hyphen f test hyphen pod test hyphen pod. Now see here, if you see here, my pod is my pod is invalid spec forbidden pod updated may not change the fields other than spec containers image name. So something, so for this we need to add something. So now see here, if we update anything like that, so automatically it will get, if we have any, see it is showing like init container, exactly what is showing, my pod is invalid spec specification. We need to add some port numbers also. See what is see, but try to understand. First read the errors. If we get any errors, first try to read, and so then only we can understand. API access. First one is I missed one thing, right? What is the what is my deployment object? We need to change something. Anyway, coming classes I will show you, or else I am giving. So first go to here, kubectl, sorry, docker search nginx. So for deployment and all, I need to update something. Now I will change some object. Nginx already we used. Now I am going to use nginx. These are the images. These are the images. I am using this one. I am using this one. Now observe here. So for deploy my image, I need to update few more things. Anyway, we'll see. Now nginx anyway we use, right? So API version same only. Now I am using bitnami nginx. Now updated something, right? File save. Whatever we want we updated, but we need to add based on that your image. Now clear the screen. CLS kubectl apply kubectl apply hyphen f and test hyphen pod. What missing here also? Any space is missing. Now let me change pod 1. I am using my pod name, container name, and so I am not going to change image name. It is saying don't change this container part, change other things. Pod name I changed. Pod name I changed. File save, and port number same 80. Maybe that is a problem. Okay, 80. Okay, now go to here. CLS kubectl apply hyphen f and test hyphen pod. Now see here, one more pod is created. One more pod is created. So I change. Now we can see two kubectl get pods. Now see here, this is the pod 1, this is the pod, my pod, this is the my pod 1. So like this, if you want to, we can create anything. Now remaining story same only. Now come to here. I hope you got some idea, right? So what is API version and what is kind? We can give any name, and metadata. This is your pod name, and labels. This is the key and value format. I given some. So this is label concept. Will next it will come. Next is specification. This is the container information. Hyphen name. This is the container name. We can give any name, and so image name nginx and ports and container port. Clear? Anyone any doubt here? Now, so now you know how to create pod and all. Same way, there is one more object also is there. We'll see some of objects. Mhm. What is replication controller? Application setter. Now we'll see this one. Okay. Now I created pod. Now, now try to understand. Here I am going to delete the pod manually. How it will work? Now see here, kubectl. If you want to delete the pod, what is the command, guys? Kubectl delete pod name. I am giving a pod name, my pod, my pod, right? That's it. Now pod is deleted. Now if you try to see here, kubectl get pods. Now pod is created or not? Anyone here? I remove the pod. I deleted one pod manually. So wantedly I delete the pod. Now pod is created or not? No, right? As of now not created. We didn't implement that functionality. Okay. Now see here, kubectl kubectl delete pod. I am giving pod name my pod 1. See here, now application down or not? Now if pod is deleted means now application down or not? We cannot access your application. I don't want like this. I don't want like this. Even pod is deleted, I want to automatically create one more pod without what is the feature of Kubernetes without application downtime, right? Now in this case, obviously, so definitely pod is down because so we can't access your application because no pods available. Clear? Got it? kubectl get pods. Now I don't have any pod. My application is not running. Even if you try to access my application, we cannot access but because there is no pod. But we don't know, right? Real time we cannot keep on, we cannot monitoring which pod deleted, whether that pod is running or not. We don't know, right? So how to handle? I want to create automatically. I don't want to create manually. So now there is a few more objects is there. Few more objects is there. There is a replication controller and a replica set. Replication controller and a replica set. See here. So interview also most of the people they are asking very important question. What is replication controller and what is replica set? Both purpose is same only. There is slight difference is there. First we will see what is replication controller. So now see here, replication controller is one of the key features of Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, this is the one of the main feature and which is responsible for managing the pod lifecycle. So now pod is deleted. Now pod is deleted. Who will take care? Who is the responsible for? Who will create my pod? Now I deleted manually, right? If I want to create pod, again I need to create manually. But keep on I cannot watch, right? అంటే కంటిన్యూస్గా మనం దీన్ని చూస్తూ ఉన్నాం కదా హౌ మెనీ పార్ట్స్ ఆర్ రన్నింగ్ హౌ మెనీ పార్ట్స్ ఆర్ డిలీటెడ్ హౌ మెనీ పార్ట్స్ ఆర్ డౌన్ వీ కెనాట్ మానిటరింగ్ లైక్ దట్ సో దర్ ఈజ్ ఎ వన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈస్ దర్ replication controller. So replication controller, this is the one of the main feature and what is the main functionality of this controller which is responsible for managing the pod life cycle. So now we know how to create pod. Now whether that pod life cycle, whether it is created, whether it is deleted, I want to take someone. So there is one object replication controller. It is responsible for making sure that specified number of pods replicas are running at the any point of time. So for example, here we can mention it. We can set how many replicas. Last class I shown right. Hyphen hyphen replicas, how many parts you want. 2 means keep always it is running 2 parts only. If I give 10 means always it is running 10 parts only. If I give 1 means always it is running 1 part. If one part is deleted, automatically it will create one more part. Now that functionality we are going to implement. Now see here. So this is the, so make sure that specified number of pod replicas are running at any point of time. I want to run how many pods always. Even pod is deleted, within the seconds it will create one more pod. Now a replication controller is structured that enable you to easily create multiple parts. So what is the main feature? We can create multiple parts. Replication controller responsible for pod lifecycle, and so it is handling, make sure that how many parts you want to always run. And so here we can maintain enable easily multiple parts. How many parts you want? We can set it here. So whether you can 1 or 2 or 10 or 100, how many parts you want, so that many count we are passing. See here, then make sure that the number of parts always existing. So if we give 10 means always it is try to create 10 parts only. Always it is running 10 parts. Even parts, some few parts deleted, automatically it will created. And if part is does crash, and the replication controller replace it automatically. Suppose now I deleted the pod. Now deleted pod. Now do we have any pod? No. As of now we know we don't have any pod. See here, keep settle get parts. Now pod is not created. I don't want like this. So keep on, I want to create, I want to maintain number of parts. So that case we should go for replication controller or replica set. So shortcut we are calling RC, replication controller. Now if you want to know what is the API version of this replication controller, so kubectl API hyphen resources. If you use this command, now replication controller. So now we can see somewhere object name here. Now we can find it. Where is that? Replica sets deployment. Now go here. Now we can see somewhere. Anyone see parallelly? Component config endpoint events limit namespace nodes volume template. See here, replication controllers. So what is the API version, guys? For this object also same v1 only. For this is also same v1 only. Pods, pod is object version also v1. Okay. Now same. Okay. Now we know API version, and remaining story almost same only. Remaining story almost same only. Now we'll see. Now see here. So this is the. I hope you got it right. Anyone any doubt here? Why you go for replication controller? Replication controller who is managing, responsible for managing pod life cycle. So what is the main purpose? Managing the pod life cycle. Even pod crashed, even pod is deleted, so who will create automatically? Replication controller will create automatically. Okay. So in shortcut we are calling RC. RC means replication controller. RS means replica set. Replica set. RS means replica set. RC means replication controller. So now if we go here, now this is the structure. See here, API version v1 and kind. Earlier I given a pod, right? Earlier I given pod. Now see here, replication controller. We can give any name. So that is the kind. Kind means which object you want to create. Whether you want to create pod, a replication controller, a replica set, a daemon set, a deployment object, or config map, secret, we can give any name here. That is the object name. And metadata. I hope this know what is the name of pod. So we can give any name. Now here, see here, specification. Here we are extra, we added replicas. How many replicas you want? How many replicas you want? See here, I given two. Two means how many parts it will create, guys? Only one or two? Now I given replicas equal to 2. Count
Two.
2 parts automatically it will create. And selector and all, this is leave it. This is, and this is the template. Template metadata name equal to I given something. We'll discuss later. And come to container section. Remaining story same only. Remaining story same only. See here, container section. Containers. This is the container name and this is the image name port. So now if I go to here, this is right, this is the already right IDE, and already installed. So now go to here. Here type RC. RC means replication controller. See here, Kubernetes replication controller. If you click on this, but mostly initial don't use this one, manually type it. But already if we have some idea, now we can use it. I want to know that structure. Now see here, this is the default template. This is the default template for replication controller. I hope this already you know what is API version, and you know what is the kind, replication controller, metadata, and spec. Now see here, specification. Replicas means replicas is the number of desired replicas, desired parts, how many parts you want to create. This is the new tag. This is the new tag we need to remember. So what is this? Replicas means how many you want. Now I am going to here, so for example, four parts I need, and so remaining I don't want. If you want to, we can change it. And what is the image? So now see here, this is the selector. Right now I am not using any selector and match label. This is the template. See here, template is the object that describes the part that will be created if insufficient replicas and all. Who will take care? Under metadata, I give a name label. So this name should be match. So this is the selector and this is the label. Now come to specification. This is same part only. For every right object, this is the same only. We can give any name, and here I am using same nginx. Nginx. We can give anything, and port number. What is my port number? 80. So here mostly we need to remember replicas. This is the replicas. Replicas is the number of desired replicas. How many parts you want to create. See here, this is the pointer to distinguish between the explicit 0 and unspecified. Default to 1 only. Default to 1 only. So, and we can give based on your desire. Based on your desire. And so how many selector, and so even if you are not added, we can add later. But this is the template. This is the template. Now I am copying same thing only. Just try to understand how replication controller will work. This all are same story only. Only extra we need to this one main point here, and this is the template section extra we added. So what is template is the object that describes the pod that will be created if insufficient replicas are the deleted. That case we can add this one. Now I'm copying same thing only. I'm copying same thing only. Now go to here. Now see here, create one file. Create one file. Create one file. We notepad test hyphen rc replication controller YML file. I created one file. Notepad test hyphen rc space YML. Now if you go here, okay, just paste it. Now same, see here, API version v1 and kind equal to replication. Earlier I passed pod, right? Now I given replication controller. So only this name will change. Remaining almost all configuration files, command manifest files same only. And so what is this? My RC replication controller, and replicas, how many replicas, how many parts you wanted to. And so what is this and all, if you want to we can change or we can leave it. That is your wish. Okay, so if you want to we can change or we can leave it as it is. So now see here, name. Okay, so what is this? Is a container name. We can give any name, my app or my RC container. And label name I am giving my app, and metadata name also I give a name, label name, selector. This name should match with this name, label and selector. Okay, now remaining story same only. I am not going to change anything. And file, save. Now go to here, check it how to run this file, guys. Kubectl, 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 apply hyphen f, file name. What is the file name? Test hyphen rc. Now got it? See here, replication controller my RC created. Replication controller my RC is created. Now check it whether how many parts. Now how many parts, guys? I given replicas. How many count I given? Only one, or now check it. Kubectl, kubectl get parts. Now see here how many parts created. Two parts. How many parts is created? Two parts. No, 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 sir. I want to scale up this part. I want to scale up this part. So if you want to, we can scale up. I want to increase. Again, go to here. Notepad. Notepad. Test hyphen RC. Test hyphen RC. File name. Now there is many ways. Right now I am updating only configuration file. I need four. I need four parts. How many replicas you want? Four. Save. I don't want to change anything. Minimize. Kubectl. Kubectl. Apply. Hyphen F. Hyphen F. Test hyphen RC dot YML. Now see here. Configure. Configure means updated. Configure means updated. Created means newly created. Unchanged means nothing changed. Now check it parts. Earlier two parts. Now updated replicas count, right? Now check it. Kubectl, kubectl, kubectl get parts. Now how many parts we can see, guys? Two or four? How many parts? Two or four? Anyone? Got it? Ramya, how many parts we can see now? Two parts or four parts? Replicas, count how many I given? Number I passed, right?
Yes.
Four. Now see here, we can see four parts. Four parts. So suppose four parts I don't want. Again I want to scale down. Again I want to scale down. Now same story. If you go on edit this file. If you go on edit this file. I don't want four. I want to only one enough. One enough. Okay. File. Save. See here. Now four is there, right? Now run this file. Now how many parts will create?
Unknowns.
Only one. That is the beauty of replication controller. Kubectl get parts. Now see here only one pod. Now one more point. So earlier I created pod, right? So if pod is deleted, pod is created or not? ఇంతకుముందు నేను ఒక ఫైల్ క్రియేట్ చేశా కదా pod. So
Yes.
if delete the pod, pod is created or not created? ఇంతకుముందు ఒక ఫైల్ క్రియేట్ చేశా pod కి.
Not great.
Not created. Now I'm going to delete this pod. How it will work? Check it. See here kubectl just that is the point already we highlighted here. See here pod. So see here if pod is die, pod does crash or pod is die, so replication controller replace it. This is the point. I am showing this point. For example, I am going to delete the pod. Kubectl delete pod. Pod name, what is the pod name? This is my pod name. Copy this one and paste it. I deleted the pod. Now observe here kubectl get pod pods. Now pod will recreate automatically or manually we need to create?
Automatically.
Automatically it will created. Now see here what is the earlier pod name? HKQP5. Now see here this is the same pod or new pod?
New.
New pod.
New one.
So we need to understand this point. So who is so what is this here? Replication controller. Replication controller is responsible for managing the pod life cycle. Even pod is deleted, pod is crashed, it will recreate, it will restart. Sometimes it will deleted means automatically it will recreate. You don't worry. Everything taken care by replication controller. I hope you got some idea, right? Why you go for replication controller? We can create pod many ways. We can create pod with the help of pod also, with the help of pod also, with the help of replication controller, with the help of replication set, replica set, replication controller, replica set, or we can create pod with the deployment also. Now interview also they are asking, so which is the best object to create the pod? Which is the best object to create the pod? We can understand as of now compare to pod, which is the better? RC only, right? Replication controller
Yes.
compare to pod, RC is the better. If you know these four, now we can say answer a correct answer, which is the best object to create the pod. Now that's it. Apart from this, nothing. Just remember whatever you understand. So this is the responsible for managing the pod life cycle. and so make sure that specified number of pods replication are running at any point of time. So if one pod is deleted, automatically it will create one more pod. You don't worry, who will take care? Replication controller will take care. A pod is deleted, immediately it will create one more pod. Now can you see here any application downtime? No, right? Immediately it will create one more pod, you don't worry. So always application, always keep in your application, keep in application live state. So no need to worry downtime and all. No need to worry downtime and all. No need to worry downtime and all. I hope you got it right. Now see here. I am going to update. So kubectl. Okay. Now I am giving for example two part. I am giving two. Okay. Count I given. So there is many ways update. First I am updating same file only. I will show you different way also we can do it. Now right now we have only one pod cls kubectl get pods. I have only one pod. Now I'm going to update run the same file. So kubectl apply -f file name. Now see here configure. Now check it kubectl 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 get pods. Now we can see two parts. Now I deleted one part, automatically created. Now I'm going to delete all parts at a time, two parts at a time. So see here for your understand, but don't run real time this part, this command kubectl kubectl delete all hyphen all. I deleted two. All means everything I am going to delete. Now see here deleted. Now see here kubectl get parts. Now in this case what is happening, see here. In this case what is happening, I deleted everything, replication controller deleted. So that is the reason it is not created. Now got it? So the parts and all managed by who? ఈ part ని manage చేసేది ఎవడో? Replication controller. Now I
Replication.
deleted replication controller. Now it won't create parts. అర్థమైందా? Suppose if you are not deleted replication controller, automatically it will create two more parts. Automatically it will create two more parts. So if we delete the replication controller, so it won't create again a new pod, because pod lifecycle and all managed by replication controller. Now we deleted replication controller. Now it won't create. I hope you got it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here kubectl kubectl get pods. Now see here, even if I delete two parts, kubectl delete pod delete pod names. I'm going to delete two parts at a time. So like this, I'm not going to delete any replication. I'm going to delete only parts. Now got it? Now see here two parts deleted. Now in this case, check it. Now we can, now it parts are created or not? Anyone guess it? kubectl get parts ఉంటాయి, parts recreated or not? Or only empty na? I didn't delete replication controller. Only I deleted parts only. Already replication controller ఉంది కదా, replication control will take care everything. Now part is deleted, automatically it will create two more parts. Now see here, earlier part name ct4 f57. Now new part, see created or not?
Yes, created.
Yeah, so that is the, I hope you now you got it right. Now suppose if you want to see any pod information, so already last class we discussed right, kubectl describe pod and pod name. See here kubectl. Now see here kubectl get rc. We have one object. See here, this is a which object guys? Replication controller. See here, replication controller name myrc, desired state 2, current state 2, and ready also 2, and age 92 seconds ago it is created. 92 seconds ago it is created. So desired and current state all everything is equal. Even parts are deleted, even parts are deleted, automatically it is recreated by replication controller. Automatically replaced by replication controller. This is the object. Now see here, if you want to see all objects at a time, if you want to see all objects, this is the command kubectl kubectl get all. If you use this command, now you can see how many parts are running. Two parts are running. How many parts are running? Two parts. One replication controller object, and this is the one service. This is the default one. Leave it. And see here, replication controller also we can see desired, current, ready, and if you have any issues here also we can see. For example, image is keep on. Now I am going to change the image name. Now see here, kubectl, kubectl, sorry, first notepad, and test hyphen rc dot yml. Now I am going to give wrong image name. I am going to give wrong image name nginx1234. So maybe that image is not available. Now see here, file, save. Now what is the problem? What is the error we are getting? This only interview they are asking. Suppose I passed wrong image name. I passed wrong image name. Now see here, file, save, right? I given wrong image name. Now how it will work? Now see, kubectl, kubectl, apply, hyphen f, and what is the file name? Test hyphen rc dot yml file. Now see here, it is done. Now anyone guess it, guys? Whether parts are available or not? Anyone guess it? Parts are still running or parts are deleted, or what is the status? Now I given wrong image. I hope nginx1234 are not available. That is the reason I given, but I don't know whether that image is available or not. So I given wrong image. Now check it. See here, kubectl, get pods. Now still it is running. Still it is running. Now see here, cube. Now I'm going to delete this all this kubectl delete. Now I given wrong image, right? Now check it. Okay. Now deleted. Now check it. So now I deleted a previous running parts I deleted. Now what it will do, replication controller try to create two more parts, right? Now check it whether it's created or not. Kubectl get parts. Now see here. Now see here. So now I deleted. What replication controller trying to create the two more parts. Got it? అర్థమవుతుందా? నా ప్రీవియస్ పార్ట్ నేను delete చేశాను. Now I updated the image. Now it is trying to create two parts. Now see here status 0 by 1. This is the one part and one container. Now there is no container. So this is a part, there is no container. Now status 0 and age also. Then we are seeing this is the status. Image full back of error image full. This is the error they are expecting in interview. Suppose if you pass wrong image name, if you updated wrong image name, so which error we are getting? I hope you got it, guys. నేను ఇమేజ్ నేమ్ రాంగ్ ఇచ్చాను. సో ఇంటర్వ్యూలో దే ఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ దిస్ స్టేటస్. విచ్ స్టేటస్ we are getting? Image pull back of error image pull. Unable to download, unable to pull the image name. Now even if you want to, we can check it. See here, kubectl describe 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 pod name. I want to know what is happening really. Copy this, paste it. Now if you see here, now this story and all, I hope everyone know what is the image name I given nginx1234, and so remaining same. See here, what is the reason? State equal to waiting. This is they are expecting. Reason, what is the reason? This is failed. What is the reason? Pod not created. What is the reason? See here, reason, image full back off, image full back off. We are unable to pull the image. We are unable to pull the ready state. See here, ready false. So it is not available. It is not available. Go down. Now see here, type initialize true. Now go down last. Now see here, so normal scheduled to particular node, and see here, kubelet pod sandbox changed, it will be killed and recreated. So what is happening? it is changed. Pod sandbox changed. Hey, you updated the image. Now it will kill it and trying to recreate the pod. So now warning failed. What is happening? Failed to pull the image NGINX123. Failure to pull the image NGINX123. Now see here, Docker login denied, and see here, what is the error message? Error image full. What is the failed? Error is image full and back off. See here, back off pulling the image. We are unable to pull this image. Failed error image full back off, and so we are unable to keep on trying to pull this image. Keep on trying to pull this image. So interview they are expecting this message. Error image full, error image full. Okay, we are unable to pull that image. So why, which case we are getting this error? Which case we are getting this error? Wrong image name. If you update wrong image name, and that case we are getting this error. So this is very very important. Error message, what is the error message we are getting? Image full back of image, error image full. So these two names, just note it. Okay. Interview they are asking. Suppose if you update wrong image, what is the error message? Which error message? In real time also same. There is nothing. ఇక్కడ ఏ ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ వస్తాయి అక్కడ కూడా అవే వస్తాయి. డోంట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్. Got it? Anyone any doubt guys? Status also you can see here. Status also we can check here. What is the status here? See here. State equal to waiting. Reason equal to this one. Now I am going to update the correct image name. Now how it will work? CLS. So notepad test rc dot yml. Now I am going to update the same image. Nginx file save. Now kubectl apply -f test -rc. Now see here pods are created, not pod, right? So this is sorry rc, right? rc. Okay. Now see here replication controller configure and all. Now check it. kubectl kubectl get pods. Now we can see three pods. So because this is the one pod and this is the other pod, it will take time. This is the pod only created, and now it is trying to image pull back off, right? Just wait. Kubectl, it will take time, but automatically it will create. Now if you're trying to create, I am deleting wanted kubectl. We want to see, right? Kubectl delete pod. I don't want this pod. Anyway, automatically it will update. Space. I am deleting. Wanted I deleted. Now see here deleted. So deleted these parts. Now check the kubectl get parts. Now see here automatically it will create, but no need to delete. Anyway, it is recreating. Now see here, check the status. Now see here parts are created. Now check any status. kubectl kubectl describe kubectl describe pod name. Now if you see here, what is the status? Running. Earlier we can see, right, state equal to waiting and reason also they added. Now see here state equal to running. Now if you go down, everything successful. See here successfully assigned and pulling image nginx successfully pulled that image and container also created, container also started. I hope you got it right. Anyone any doubt guys here? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's it from my side today. I'm stopping.